Fuck you, Craig.
Literally, the bonus episode Katie and I recorded started with "Shut up, Craig." Terror has no shape. Welcome to I Hope You Suffer.
Oh,
True. Terror is amorphous.
I love that the header image for this on Letterboxd is the dude with his hand inside
In
the
that
woman's
girl?
shirt.
Yeah.
She's all fucking melted and shit. This is episode 397
Yeah.
of I Hope You Suffer. I'm the Blob. The Marvel Blob.
I'm Soldier 2 in sewer.
I am.
Katie's Arborville, the city this takes place in.
Yeah.
Katie's bridge bum.
Yep, that checks out.
Wow. No, I hate bridges. Boo.
Yeah, but you could be the can man.
Yeah.
Or woman in doctor's office.
I don't want to be in a doctor's office.
Katie is a movie patron.
There you go. Movie patron.
It's gonna get her with a curling iron.
We're gonna talk about 1988's The Blob, a banger.
I'll be Radio Man. That seems good. Ooh, Puddle Soldier? I don't know, actually.
Yeah, there's some pretty good fucking titles for this one.
Puddle
You could have
Soldier's
been
really good.
movie patron uncredited, or
Yeah.
old woman in 10. That was pretty, pretty Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about The Blob.
The
Katie,
Blob.
what'd you think?
Pretty good.
It's real
Obviously,
goopy.
yeah. Well, it is
So
very
gooey.
goopy. I think I obviously knew what The Blob was about, but like I had said, I had never seen it before, and I was actually really impressed with like the amount of gore in it, and anything involving the Blob itself was incredible looking. Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I haven't seen the original in like a long time, but my memory of it is like people just kind of like get enveloped and then just like disappear.
right.
And I think the addition in this of them just being fucking weird melted people inside of it rocks.
Dissolving.
Yeah. I was like, I mean, I know that this is like the 80s. There's some like incredible special effects work going on, but I don't know. It still always like really impresses me when I see something from this era that's just like next level. 'Cause,
Yeah, like
when
especially
that
like
lady-
now when we're just sort of inundated with like
yeah.
everything being CGI or whatever, it is kind of always impressive still going back to something like this and being like, damn, they fucking made
Yeah.
The Blob.
They
I'm
really did.
hoping
They
it's
made the
a
shit out of
photograph.
it.
This
You
is
hope what?
wizardry.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
I mean, yeah,
It's
like the
like-
back to back of this and Tremors is like pretty fucking incredible back to back like special effects
Yeah.
wizardry.
Yeah.
Like how is this possible? Even
I would like to
Some-
know, like specifically the
some things are just like it doesn't make sense how you do it.
No,
You know?
no. Yeah, like I think towards the latter half of the movie when the Blob is like super huge, like there's a little bit now when you're watching it you can tell it was like, oh, that's like a small model or it's a green
Yeah.
whatever. But like in the beginning when the Blob is still kind of like small, I'm like physically absolutely cannot wrap my head around how any of it was done. And like specifically the entire phone booth scene, I like rewound it and watched it again. I was like, this is actually blowing my mind because like what's happening, which I feel doesn't happen a lot. So,
Well,
yeah,
there's stuff that happens in like horror movies where I'm like, in my brain, I understand
yeah,
like what they did for the effect, but then when you watch it, you're like, this, but it still doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand how this happened. Like, how'd they do this?
Yeah,
And,
I
like,
don't.
there's shit in, like, City of the Living Dead that I think I've talked about on here where, like, the woman's eyes start bleeding, but, like and, like, I know all they did was put, like, red drops in her eyes, but, like, they focus on it so long before they start coming out that in my mind, I'm just kinda like, "What but how?" Like, they should have started coming out, like, 30 seconds ago.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know, stuff like this or, like, even seeing some of the shit, like, in behind the scenes stuff of, like, The Thing, where I'm like, "Well, I get it," but also I'm like, "It's crazy
The
that shouldn't
fuck?
exist."
The
Yeah,
the
no.
A
one that I
dog's
think
face
of
shouldn't do that.
the one I think of is whenever the dude's in the car with the woman who's been, like,
Yeah.
blobbed, and, like, the blob shoots out of her face and, like, wraps around him, and, like, it makes sense that they just shoot that in reverse, right? And they, like, pull it off
Sure.
of him or
Yeah.
whatever. But, like, it doesn't look like it's in reverse. Like, he
Right.
looks
Yeah.
like he's
Yeah.
moving normally, and that melts my brain every time.
Or
That's
just, like, like, the fucking
the
head blowing up in scanners or whatever, where I'm just like, I understand that they just shot it with a shotgun, but I think that was a real person whose head exploded.
I think so, yeah. The scene in the kitchen where the blob, like, comes out of the sink, like, flies up to the ceiling. Like, I know from watching The Exorcist how they did that, but I'm just like, "But I don't know, it's a blob." Like, what do you mean? But just like what you're saying, like, yeah, like, there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, "Oh, yeah, obviously they did that." They, like, had it and then pulled it back, but it just somehow, I don't know, it just doesn't look like it just looks like this is a blob, like
I
the
mean,
blob.
I expect nothing less from the director of Dream Warriors, The Mask, and The Scorpion King.
I'm really saying, like, yeah, maybe the best ever.
And Eraser? Like, come on.
It's a pretty
Uh,
incredible work in all of
yeah,
those movies, to be fair.
killing it. I
Uh-oh.
mean, oh, oh,
Alright, well,
okay, Kid will
that's
be
fine.
back. Like, we could get into it because I know, like, we're sort of on time crunches today, so
No, I think you forgot to they did a
what?
witch board in 2024? Oh, no.
Yeah, but
Oh,
my
sir.
letterbox keeps fucking crashing, so I can't
Yeah, no,
even,
it's
like
not. It's, like,
I
not
think
really
they're
working
having
today.
issues today.
Yeah. That's when I had to reset my password, like, 3 times today, and I almost was just like, "I'm not using Letterboxd anymore, I guess." We'll just get into it and then see what Kit says if he comes back, or he doesn't, and then we stop talking.
Yeah, we'll just let it
That's
keep running
showbiz.
until he comes back. This will be a fucking
Just
eh,
silence.
2-week long episode.
Okay, so basically this movie starts showing you a small town and it kind of appears like it's abandoned at this point. But it's just because there's a local football game. I literally wrote, I assume this is high school football because everybody looks 40 years old.
It
Which
was the
ends up
80s.
being exactly, which ends up being the truth. It is a high school. And really at the beginning, this is like any small town disaster movie, whether the disaster is like paranormal, supernatural, um, d what's the other thing? Weather logical,
Yeah,
meteorological.
weather logical.
Where there's, like, basically just, like, the first part of the movie is kind of, like, introducing all of these characters that something is going to happen to, right? I mean, I can't imagine that you go to the Blob and don't just, like, realize it's a blob, right? Um, and you know what actually is something I think I thought about too when watching this, because like we said, this came out in '88, and, like, the twist, I'm sure when we get to it, obviously, I recommend this movie. I think if you haven't seen it, turn this off and go watch it. Like, we've already talked about some of the crazier kills, I think, but, it's visually just, like, so cool. I think it's worth just, like, experiencing for yourself first.
Yeah, it looks
Um
great. Like especially once you get into like the later half. I mean, I don't know. Anytime once the blob shows up, like it looks fucking sick when it first like crash lands and it just kind of looks like lava in the ground and shit. But
Mhm.
like you said, like the scene with like the telephone booth or when you get into like the movie theater, which is like straight up from the original, because
Oh,
the
is the original
the
black and white?
no,
I think it's in color.
I think it's in color.
Oh.
I know the sequel is, but I'm pretty sure it's in color because it was shot at the Colonial Theater in Pennsylvania, which is where they do like the X Fest and 24-hour like horror marathon and stuff that like a
Okay.
bunch of people go to. I think
24
they do.
hours of the Blob.
Well,
Yeah.
they do Blob Fest there every year on like I think whatever the day is that the Blob was released originally.
I hope that people cosplay the Blob at that thing.
They all just throw pudding or Jello at each
Pudding.
other.
Yeah, it's fucking 40 people that are all covered in fucking Jello that just like have to stay really close to each other to make one big Jello mold.
I like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I essentially was just saying like go watch this and then come back to it. Okay. So yeah. It's the first half of it is not first half, but like the opening is just kind of like introducing you to all the people who are going to be blobbed or maybe not. Remains to be seen. We meet we said the football thing. So now we meet Flag. So I would what's his actual
Kevin
name?
Dillon.
His name is
Kevin.
yes.
Kevin Flagg.
Would you understand me if I said that he looks like his own brother?
Yes, I would.
I couldn't even say that with a straight face this time. I have not stopped thinking about that since I said it.
Caitlin watched most of this movie with me, and almost everyone that popped up, they were just like, "Who is that? That guy, like that person looks familiar." And I haven't done it.
Yeah.
Almost everybody in this movie has been in like something you've probably seen, or is like a name you know, like Shawnee Smith or Kevin Dillon or whoever.
Yeah. So his name is Brian Flagg, but I called him Flag. And then the main character,
Think he's related to Randall Flagg?
probably.
I hope so.
The main character's name was Meg Penny, but somebody called her Penny early on, so I called her Penny through most of the movie. And then later, when she's like rescuing those boys, one of them was like, Meg, look out! And I was like, who's Meg? So we'll, you know,
It was the shark from the Meg.
yeah,
Got
Meg
eaten
was
by
down
the
in the
blob.
sewer. Yeah, R.I.P. Okay, so we meet Flag, who is like on him little motorcycle, and he's smoking out in the woods, and he also is littering. He
Cool guy.
tries, yeah, right. He tries to bump a broken bridge on his bike, but the bike like basically shits out and he falls down.
It's a real
And then
hot
of
rod
course,
moment.
yeah, of course,
It's like
that guy.
what a stupid thing. Like just
I
fucking
know.
jump the bridge. You fucking are a coward and you don't jump it and you still wind up hurting yourself and fucking up your motorcycle. Like just
Yeah.
jump the
Also,
bridge.
like-
At least then you've jumped the bridge and done both those things. Like
doing that with no one there in case you get hurt, real
Yeah.
smart idea.
in the middle
Yeah.
of the woods.
And like he's fine, of course. He does get witnessed to by Can Man, but he's fine, so it's fine.
I got a lot of questions about Can Man.
I do too. Can Man and his dog. Um
They're making a Can
now
Man prequel movie.
They should.
actually for real. Like what what happened to him after he ran out? Oh, never mind. We do know what happened to him. Never mind. Sad.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. The answer is
Okay.
nothing good.
Yeah, so the sheriff of the town is basically like talking to Fran, who is like the owner of the local diner, and he's basically like worried about the local commerce, and she's like, nah, everything's cool. Once the game's over, everyone will come in here. And he basically is like trying to ask her out, and she's kind of like saying she's too busy, but then she leaves him a note that says, I'm off at 11. 11's awfully late for a date, if you ask me.
Glad you work nights.
Fair.
That's basically lunch.
Yeah, that's for like 3 p.m.
That's true. Can Man and his dog are crushing cans
Can
out
Dog.
by Can Man and Can Dog are crushing cans out by like the local landfill, I guess, and see a meteor come from space and crash down outside of town. Looks pretty good. I'd be scared. I'd think it was a meteor. The only reason so there's like a lot of like in between stuff that I just like left out obviously for like time, but the only reason I'm mentioning this is because they go into two of the football guys go into like the local drugstore, and one of them is like basically saying he's going to like take advantage of this girl. So he's asking the pharmacist for condoms, and he asks for Trojans and Banaka spray, which made me laugh so hard because I feel like I talk about Banaka all the time, and I, like, literally just brought it up last night for, like,
Well,
I don't even
you are
remember
like
why.
60, so
But I'm just like it's just, like, one of those time period things that, like, obviously it doesn't exist anymore, and, like, most people don't even know what it is, but I feel like it comes up in daily life a lot for me.
I'm
I was like, "Oh
I'm
my god, Banaka!"
I'm pretty sure the director talks about in like the commentary for it that like this is based on like a true story where
Sure.
like he like somebody he was friends with in high school
Got
went to
blobbed.
like buy condoms and like ended up, making up some story to like whoever was there, which ended up being the dad of the woman he was going on a date with.
Yeah.
Like that he
Whoopsies.
So
just met like an hour later.
yeah, that is so funny to me. So essentially, like this whole scene is just because it's embarrassing that this guy is trying to buy condoms and Banaka because the reverend of the town shows up and it's just like, hey, what's going on? And then when the pharmacist comes and is like, here's your condoms or whatever, he's like, those aren't for me. Those are for my friend Paul. I'm just trying to help him make good decisions because he's trying to take advantage of a girl. But it's like obviously he's lying. And like also for some reason, if you don't know what Banaka is, it was like mouth spray in
I
the
would have
in
just
the
been like,
80s, I guess. I mean, I would buy it in the 90s just because I thought it was fun. But it's like mint or flavored like mouth spray that you like spray to make your if you weren't chewing gum or whatever.
it's so funny to be like, sorry, priest, these are for someone else when you could just be like, look, I'm not hitting it
I'm
raw.
being
So like
yeah,
I'm being
right.
safe.
And like obviously the
These are not for him, they are for my penis.
Yeah.
Ew. Obviously, like, the whole I think the joke's
I
obvious, it's fine.
I just pictured someone like opening their pee hole and spraying Banaka in it, and
Yeah.
Ew.
You get bad halitosis in my pee
yeah.
hole.
That is vile. That is so gross.
Oh,
I
you
think we
call
just
it
came up with
Pinaka.
an
Pinaka
idea
spray.
for a horror movie.
I hate that.
A penis with bad breath.
Ew. Alright, that's enough.
I know
Um
we're standing in the plot of the fucking details of the notes of this episode.
I hope that sometimes people are like, "Oh, what is this podcast? I'm gonna check it out," and then they see, like, the show notes or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, absolutely not."
Yeah,
The
what
show
the
notes
fuck is going on over here?
have to make no sense to anybody that has never actually listened because I always just like figure out what's like the most fucking obscure stupid thing we talked about and I'm like that's what we're standing and it's always something like like penis breath or some
Donkey
shit
teeth.
like yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, okay. Uh,
Well,
okay,
all
yeah,
right.
and somehow though we're still talking about it. We're already past this scene because we were at Can Man and Can Man, yeah, can okay, so Can Man goes over to the meteor and is like looking around and he like sticks a stick in there and pulls out this like disgusting, gross looking goo. Um, it's kind of actually in this lighting looks like white. But like mostly it's just like a oh my god, I can't even say gelatinous glob. Then there's like maybe veins or some kind of like system going on inside him. Um, but it does one of those things which I've talked about many times, which is one of my favorite things in horror movies, where he takes the gross goo out of the meteor and it starts like suckling onto his arm and he's like, ah, and he's like screaming and shit. And then it like slurps him and it like hard cuts to this like little boy slurping up some jello from a plate. And I was like,
Incredible.
Perfect.
amazing. I was already like,
One of the
yes,
best
I'm
cuts
in.
in any
Yes.
movie.
The two little boys are talking about how they want to go see the movie Garden Tool Massacre.
Same.
Yeah, and this is when Paul comes to pick up Meg, which is like one of the little boys' sisters. And this is when the whole thing that was awkward because like the pharmacist is her dad and thinks that like he's just trying to like take advantage of his daughter.
Oh, someone did make Garden Tool Massacre in 1997.
I thought we watched it. I thought we did it.
Did we?
I thought we did, no?
Maybe we did. Let me see.
I thought for sure.
The letterbox
We've
again
done
is not
we've done
working.
some kind of massacre.
I'm like, I'll look.
I gave
Look
it
on.
1 star, so it
No, I'm
whatever
gonna look on
was not good.
Spotify because I'm pretty sure that we did it. Weren't we doing like inanimate killing or like killing with weird objects week or some month or something
We
like
did
that?
something like that, but I can't remember if that was part of it. You keep going, I'll find it. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Open Spotify now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like pretty sure we
Oh,
did.
Killer Nerd, we're standing minion dongs. I remember that.
Amen.
I stand by that.
I'm sure. Flag, meanwhile, is going back out to fix his bike because when he ate shit, he left the bike there and it was broken. He borrowed some tools to go and fix it up. So he goes back out to the woods, and this is when he sees Can Man with his blob hand. And Can Man is basically like screaming and like flailing around and ends up trying to like cut off his hand to like get the blob off. But Flag like doesn't understand what's going on, so he like stops him, and then Can Man just like runs away. And so he's like chasing him into the road where Paul and Meg end up hitting Can Man blob hand with his car. They're like, "Oh my god, something's going on here." So, I guess I forgot to mention that, like, Flag is, like, the rebel kid of the town.
No, you said illiterate.
Oh, you're right, thank you. The rebel juvenile 45-year-old in this town, he wears a leather jacket also, and everybody immediately assumes that he's done something to Can Man, and in my mind, I'm logically thinking, like, what do you think it is he's done to this man? Like, I'm so
Yeah,
confused about
when
it.
shit like this happens, and they're always like, "Well, what'd you do?" And I'm like, "Well, he's clearly got some kind of weird thing no one has ever seen on Earth before attached to him. Why do you think I did this?"
Right. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you think he did? So they're like, we're gonna take him to the hospital. There's gonna be a lot of explaining to do, so you have to come with us. So they take him to the hospital, and like this is kind of like a long intake scene. But essentially what ends up happening is that um I don't remember which one it is. Is it Flag or Paul? But one of them goes back there and is like checking on the Can Man, and he looks bad, and they're like, "Oh man, what's going like he really needs to be seen. He's really sick." And they like pull back the blanket and the bottom half of his body is just like melted
Sick.
off. And I will say it was shocking to me. And then they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is like crazy." Oh, it was Paul. Paul like freaks out, and so he runs into the other room and he calls the sheriff, and he's basically just like, "Sheriff, there's been a accident, somebody was murdered, like you need to come down to the hospital." And like as he's talking to the sheriff, we see behind him the blob like gooping up the wall, and then there's like acid like dripping down onto him or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, come here fast." And the sheriff is like asking questions that don't need to be asked in like a murder situation to call on, where he's just like, "Who else is there with you? Like, just come. What do you mean? Why does it matter?" And so, but because of all of this dilly dallying, the blob drops down on Paul and he gets blobbed. Um, Meg hears him screaming and like runs to find him, and he's like real blobbed. The blob is like
That's
all
so
over
sick.
his body, and it's like if you put like like you know what a blob is, but like see-through putty on something and
Yeah.
then
It's like
pulled back.
gooey cheesecloth.
Yeah, because it's like stretching his face like backwards through like you can still see it though, and it looks insane. And like this is the first time
It's
that you
awesome.
see the blob like ingesting a person, and I was like immediately like shocked by how incredible it looked. Like I was really impressed with it. And he's like screaming, his face is getting all stretched and shit. And she basically, oh, she like reaches out and is like grabbing his arm. He's just like straight up screaming, and she's like, "Oh no, Paul!" And she's trying to like pull him out of whatever the blob is, but it just rips his arm off, and she falls over and passes out, which I don't really fault her for, because that would be pretty shocking thing to
Mood.
happen. Yeah, the sheriff comes and is basically just like, he's doesn't really seem that like concerned actually about what's happening. Um, Meanwhile, Paul's friend who got the pinaka or whatever it was you called it, is out like the lookout quote out makeout spot with like this girl, and he's like feeding her some like kind of crazy punch or whatever to the point where she's passed out, and he's attempting to like assault her while she's unconscious essentially. Well, he thinks that she's unconscious, but she's really just been completely hollowed out by the blob because then he like tries to put his hand down her shirt and it kind of just like sucks him in and her face like
It
implodes
rocks.
and explodes at the same time.
It,
Sick.
it
And
it's one of those special effects that somehow looks shitty and incredible at the same time to the point where you're like, this is so good.
yes, yes, yeah. And like you said, if you go to Letterboxd, you could like see this on the thing. It
Um,
looks crazy.
so bonus episode 33, Garden
Mhm.
Tools as Weapons. We did
Okay.
Garden Tool
Yeah,
Massacre,
yeah,
The
of
Burning, and
course.
Dead Alive. What a fucking
Wow.
banger.
Yeah,
Although I
what
feel
a
like we
lineup.
all
Stacked.
did not like Garden Tool Massacre.
No, I remember not liking it actually. Because I think that there weren't puns or anything, and that made me mad. I recall. All right, so I knew it.
We have to do a fucking sequel to
Garden
that
tools as
episode.
weapons.
Yeah, because I can pick Arbor Day.
Okay, if we can find 2 more,
We absolutely can. I mean, look,
think about it.
the Burning, sort of Burning and Evil Dead, or not Evil Dead, Dead
Dead
Alive,
alive.
kind of count. 'Cause
Yeah,
it does. I mean, it does happen, but that's not like the thrust of the
the
movie.
the yeah, and you know, like, actually, now that you said The Burning, I'm thinking about it, and in my mind, the movie that I'm remembering as Garden Tool Massacre, I think is The Burning. But I was correct that we did watch it, so
I
we
mean,
watched.
we could do Wood Chipper Massacre,
Okay. Or
Arbor Day.
any is any of it sentient?
No.
Hmm.
We can just watch The Mangler
Find
again.
it no.
Yeah, I just got the
Find us
Blu-ray.
is Killer Lawnmower a movie? There's no way that's
Yeah,
sentient.
Lawnmower Man.
Blades.
Yeah, there's
Blades is
Blades.
a
Blades.
fucking sick killer lawnmower movie.
Look,
Okay.
we'll figure this out.
The first thing that comes up for that is a infamous Sinister jump scare. I'm gonna go on the record and say that I think Sinister is one of the lamest movies ever. I don't really understand why people love it so much.
I mean, I
Um,
say that about almost every movie that comes out.
that's true. This one particularly irks me. I'm not really sure why. It's just because I see it everywhere and they're like, this is the scariest movie ever. And I was like, this one made me laugh because I thought it was dumb. You know what?
Why
Everyone
would
has different tastes. I get that. But
why would you watch Sinister when you could watch Blades?
well, that's what
I'm
I'm
saying.
thinking. I want to, okay, put Blades down. We'll definitely do that.
A peaceful country
Um,
club becomes the hunting ground for a demonically possessed lawnmower with a taste for human flesh. What the
yeah,
fuck else
say
do you
less.
need?
Yeah, honestly. Okay, let's see. Paul got gooped. She passed out. The sheriff is like, Oh yeah, oh yeah. Paul's friend got ingested by Blob girlfriend. So he's
Hell
dead.
yeah.
Blob then goes into the sewer menacingly, and it like pans up to like basically he's out and he's like headed towards the town. The sheriff and one of the cops who like really hates Flag is like interrogating him. That's when I was like, how do they think that he did that to a person? How do you just like like what do you think he did to
Again,
that
it's
man
always so
to
funny when
melt the bottom half of his body?
like something like again like absolutely otherworldly happens to somebody and they're just like, well, clearly it's the town punk that did this.
Clearly, it's this one guy I don't like because his hair's stupid. But like the sheriff is basically just like, hey, he probably didn't do that. But he says it in like such a clinical way. He's basically just like, he's got no blood spatter on him. There's no evidence that he did this. And I'm like, again, Sheriff Ponytail, I would love to know how you thought he did that. But anyways, he's like, let him go. He's for free. He's free. He's not for free.
Yeah,
He's
he's
free.
for free.
He's for free. Fly goes to the diner. It's like after hours, and Meg comes in and is basically just like, listen, because they don't believe Meg about the blob. And but they're also like, it is a fact that Paul's missing, so we don't really know what's happening. And Meg is like, they won't believe me. This is what I saw. Like, you have to help me figure out like what's going on. And Flag is just like, I don't think so. And she's basically just like, okay, you suck. You're just like everyone else in this town. You're full of shit. And so she starts to leave, and he's like, wait, 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 wait. Okay, all right, I'll help you. Meanwhile, in the back of the restaurant, the sink is like backed up, and so they're like plunging the hell out of it. The dude then sticks his hand down into the drain, which like is
No.
so vile looking. It's like black, literal black sludge. And
I washed dishes for like 2 years in like my junior and senior year of high school, and you could have not paid me enough money to stick my hand inside the drain.
oh yeah,
Absolutely fucking
no,
not.
no. Um and obviously the thing that's like backing up the drain is the blob. So his little tendril shoots out and like grabs the guy and gets him, sucks him right down the
I
pipe.
fucking love anytime something like this happens in a movie and it just cuts to like the people seeing it, and it's just a dude like essentially what seems like should be doing a headstand in the sink, just
Yeah,
getting sucked
yeah.
in. Like
So sick.
that happens in Scared Shitless where somebody's like starts getting like pulled into the toilet, and like I remember like I either posted about it or said like something, and Steven Kostansky messaged me and he's like, now just picture under that toilet as me shooting blood everywhere as this person is like
Yeah.
slowly being sucked down into the fucking fake ground through this toilet.
I love it. Yeah, he gets like sucked down full force, and like the kids and Fran like see it happen, and they're just like screaming because like what else do you do if you see like a grown man get pulled down a sink drain? I don't really.
I would be out of this town so fast if I ever saw that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
would.
I am faking my death. I'm out of
Yeah,
here.
right, like, see you later. And then as that after that happens, like, it is actually kind of funny because for a lot of the shots, it's like the camera is, like, as if it were in front of the sink, so you just see this guy's, like, feet sticking up out of the sink, and it's, like, jostling around, and the people are screaming, it's so funny. Um, and then after he, like, sucks the guy down, it all, like, surges, splurts up so that the blob is, like, funneling onto the ceiling, and it looks crazy.
Incredible.
Um, and there's like tentacles whipping around out of it and shit like that. And it's like at this point that you can visibly see how much bigger the blob has gotten since it first showed up. Because like when it first showed up on that guy, it was just a little squirt of a thing. It was just like a little quart of goop. And now it's like how a lot of quarts. I don't know.
Many quarts. Many quarts of
Imagine
goo.
how many quarts it is now. I would love to know.
Perhaps several gallons.
I would love to know like how much goop they went through on this set. And also, what did they make the goop out of?
It's
Is it
so
just
much
like
KY jelly.
is it really?
I have no idea, but I
Okay.
assume.
I didn't know if it I mean, it kind of looks like it could have been like the things the kids play with the putty now and they do like
Yeah, slime.
clear putty? Yeah, slime. That's I could not think of the word slime for some reason. I feel like normally when you say slime, like for me specifically, I think of like Nickelodeon slime, like green slime. But this is like at this point because I love how the blob started out like clear and then as he's like consuming people, he's turned pink and red because of the blob.
Wow. Apparently 5 million of the 10 million budget went simply to the effects of it.
Yeah, I believe that.
Sick.
That's
Wow.
fucking good.
That's how you make a
That's
movie.
filmmaking right there. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, because I mean, nothing like super crazy happens outside of like the stuff with the blob, which is, but I feel like that's how it should be, you know?
Would you be shocked to know that Kevin Dillon's terrible hair was not real? 'Cause it looks like
I
am
should hope
shocked.
not. I should hope it wasn't
I'm
actually.
trying to see if let's
What a
see.
choice.
A lot of the blob slime / goo was made out of methocel, which is a thickening
Oh yeah.
ingredient used in milkshakes that is both unbelievably slippery and gooey.
Hmm.
Don't like
Don't
that.
like don't like the idea of drinking that.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe hopefully that's not used anymore. I thought
It's
it.
so much of it was used on set that director Chuck Russell was reportedly put off drinking milkshakes for several years.
Yeah, I would think so. I thought I was gonna say like he was put on a list or he was like not allowed to.
They
They wouldn't
immediately
serve
put
him.
him in Gitmo.
Yeah, straight to Alcatraz, sir. Okay, so yeah, the guy gets stuck down the pipes. The blob is like splattering up on the ceiling and whipping around its little tentacles and whatnot, and they're screaming and running. This was so funny to me because like Fran breaks out a window in the side of the restaurant and jumps out just like by herself. Um, Meg and Flag go into the freezer and like shut the door or whatever so they're safe. So she runs out into the alley and she sees a phone booth. So she gets to the phone booth and she shuts it. She's trying to call the police. It's like not really working. As she gets through, she's like, this part to me, this like I already kind of talked about it in the beginning, but this like phone booth situation might be one of the best things I've seen in a movie ever in my entire life. It is
So
like
cool.
visibly so cool. I like really just can't even express how like impressive it looks for them to have like pulled this off. So the scene basically is that she goes into the phone booth, she shuts the door. It's got like that accordion door, right? She's trying to call. She's trying to and it's like a if I remember correctly, it's like a rotary phone booth though. So she has to like maybe not. I don't know. Either way, she's trying to dial and it's like slow goings, right? She doesn't get through the first time. She's trying to call again. The blob has like followed her out the window and is following her and is like slowly gooping up the sides. And so she's trying to like hold the um the accordion door like shut as it's like pushing against her. And like if you've ever used those, they're like pretty easy to open, right? So um, she's trying to make the call, and you can hear the call in the background too, where she's like, I'm trying to reach the sheriff. Like, I need to talk to the sheriff. And the dispatcher is like, oh, the sheriff went to the diner, which, as we know, is where they are. And all of a sudden, the blob, she like turns around and the blob has like come up over the whole thing. And you just see his like disintegrating face in the blob. He's just fucking dead already. I was like,
Number
this
one, Blob is
incredible.
non-binary.
Okay. Yes. Sure. What did I say?
He.
I was talking about the cop.
Oh, they talking about the Blob.
No.
Well, the cop's
We
part of
all
the
know
blob
that.
now.
Yeah,
Okay,
technically,
all right, fair.
everyone
Well,
in this town at some point becomes non-binary because they
that's
become part of the
fair.
Blob.
Okay, that's fair.
It's a
Uh
perfect Pride Month movie when you think about it.
I agree.
It's actually kind of yeah. You see the sheriff's now blob face. It is crazy because like half of it is missing sort of. It's like kind of skeletal, but also there's goop on it and the eyeball is like moving somehow. I'm like, I don't know how they
Oh,
did
it's
this,
so
but this is
good.
incredible. Sheriff's already dead. And the only reason that you can really recognize it as the sheriff is that you can see like the sheriff badge like there and he's just like, "Wah!" It's crazy.
But
So she is obviously really scared at this point, and she's like screaming. And then they do this like overshot view of from the top of the phone booth where the blob literally just like crashes inside, and it is incredible. I'm like speechless. It's so
Yeah,
good.
this, like I said, like this scene, and then like in like the movie theater ones, or like the, I guess like the end when it's like in the street and everyone's like fighting it is really good. But like, I feel like the phone booth and the movie theater are the two like real kind of like centerpiece scenes
Yeah.
for the movie.
So while that's all happening, Flag and Meg are in the freezer and like after a little while they decide to like leave because they don't hear any commotion or anything. This
Cowards.
diner yeah, right. This diner is like absolutely wrecked. It looks like a hurricane happened. It is crazy. And the Reverend basically is like approaching the diner and sees the blob leave the phone booth and like go down into the sewer. And basically he like goes to check out the diner, and first of all, the glass is broken in the front. He like peeks his head and he goes, "Is anybody hurt?" Like again, this place is decimated. He goes in there and picks up what appears to be tiny little crystals. They look like little pieces of amethyst, and he puts it in a jar. What's going on there?
Terrible idea.
Um, Basically, Flag and Meg just end up going back to where the meteor landed, and that's where they find like the cop car seemingly abandoned, and they're kind of like looking around. And then all of a sudden, a helicopter and a bunch of people in hazmat suits show up, and this is when we meet like Dr. Meadows and the quote unquote microbe hunters, is what they call them. And they're basically just like, "Hey, we saw that meteor crash, and we're kind of thinking that maybe there's space germ on that meteor." And Flag says, "Hell of a big germ."
Got his ass.
um, this is um, this is like you were saying, like a very kind of like another piece of like the best work in this movie, which is the blob attacking a movie theater, and it's like also kind of a long scene. Again, I recommend just like watching this movie because it is crazy. Um,
I wish I had time to rewatch like the original because I can't remember if like this specific plot of like the scientists or whatever happens in the
sure.
original or not, or if that was like added for this. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
look
I
it
don't
up. I
know.
don't care that much.
Yeah. The Blob, the thing that I want to like highlight about this movie theater attack thing is that like it starts with this projector guy like up in the top or whatever, and at some point somebody like happens upon it, and the Blob is like up on the ceiling, and he's just like yo-yoing. I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
all right, gotta make
but, like,
time
look,
for your things you love, you
the
know?
Blob has hobbies just like everyone else.
Yeah.
He got
And
very into the people that would come to your school and do yo-yo tricks and tell you not to do drugs.
for real, yeah. Blob is definitely a part of Dare. No, I feel
Well,
like that was
that's
propaganda.
unfortunate.
Yeah. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. Um, yeah, and you can see like the projectionist guy like up in there, and the Blob at this point again getting pretty big.
It rocks when it just like pulls that guy up that won't stop talking in the theater. I'm like, I wish this would happen every time I go to
Every
a theater
Yeah.
and someone's talking.
Yeah, I think that they really need to install blobs in the movie theater
I
specifically for people who
agree.
are allowed, or on their phone, or like, any of the annoying stuff. So
Back when Alamo Drafthouse was good, they had
yeah,
this as one of their PSAs. They
Oh,
would
did they?
show this little thing and it'd be like, "Stay off your phone or we'll send the blob after you."
Hell yeah.
amazing.
Bring it back. Be
R.I.P.
better.
Yeah.
Alamo. Um, yeah, so at this point, like the blob is getting pretty big. People are starting to figure out like something's going down. The town is being
I'm a
something
little suspicious.
weird
Something
here.
weird's going on.
Yeah, the scientists have taken Flag and Megan to like back to the town center where everybody is like being quarantined, and Meg is reunited with her parents, and that's when they realize that the two little boys, like uh her little brother and like the other boy, are missing. Um, so Meg decides that she's gonna go and save them, and like it's a whole thing or whatever. And they're just the blob's just like absorbing people left and right, just like doing they thing and whatever. And Meg and the two boys end up escaping the movie theater and going down into a manhole. Um, Flag, meanwhile, has snuck back into the woods where the scientists had like set up their, white scientist tents and whatever, and sees them excavating the quote unquote meteor out of the ground. And when it's pulled up out of the ground, it's revealed that the bottom part of it is a man-made vessel sent by the American government. And
Checks
they
out.
basically sent, I think, okay. They basically, what happened is that they created an organism that they put into space on their own to see what would happen because they're trying to develop biological warfare stuff. And well, I think I complete my thought earlier, but what I was said or was going to say in the beginning was that like I feel like when this movie came out, this twist was probably such like a oh my gosh, and now I'm just like, yeah, checks out. I'm actually not surprised one bit by this.
Yeah, it's that's again like we were talking about with like the trope of people
yeah.
at the end of the movie being like, actually, they're in an insane asylum and been crazy the whole time.
Yeah,
Like, I
yes, yeah.
wonder what the first movie was to do this trope of like, actually, the government was behind it the
Actually
entire time.
Whoa!
actually, thine own government did it.
I
Yeah.
also I love when it's like the scientist just being like, well, clearly no one can hear us talking right now. So yes, obviously we did this.
Tell
Fuck these
us,
people.
tell the
Oh
whole
no,
plan.
someone's listening. Get him.
Right? Yeah, because basically, somebody one of the scientists is like, "Hey, I think this is oh, yeah, because Dr. Meadows is basically just like, "Great. This is going really well. Our blob is doing what we wanted it to do. We just can't let anybody find out. Because the outcome, like the implications of this biological warfare project are greater than any of the people in this small town." And basically he overhears that like Meg and the boys have gone down into the sewers, and Dr. Meadows is basically just like, "Okay, go down there, contain the blob at spare no not spare no expense, but like basically at whatever cost, like kill." Basically he's like, "I don't care about any of the people in the town, kill them if you have to, like I don't care." And Flag is like, "That's not cool." And basically he's spotted by the scientists, and he's like chased around, where he has to make that jump over the bridge like he did in the beginning.
Man, that's just good
This
writing.
I know. This time, like, who'd have thought that that would come back? You know? He's able to do the jump though, of course, because he's
Wasn't distracted by Can
brave
Man.
now, I guess. I don't really know. Yeah. Um but it is actually kind of a funny scene because one of the trucks just like eats shit off the side of the bridge. And I was like, okay." Like imagine being one of the scientists in the truck that just like crashes down into the ravine for no reason. Like you guys went
Rip.
up there, right? You saw the bridge was whatever.
Like a lot of scientists
So
get killed in this movie, and that's what
yeah,
they get.
actually, honestly, yeah. And basically Flag makes his way to the sewer. There's a bunch of government guys in there too, scientist government, whatever. And um Meg and the boys are basically like to the point where they're at like the cistern part of the sewer, and they're basically like wading through like chest high sewer water. Which
Megan
is
the Boys, pretty good indie
disgusting.
rock band.
The blob starts coming, splashing around in the water. One of the boys,
Taking a bath.
literally, he's just playing with his rat down there, leave him alone. Um, one of the boys gets grabbed and he gets all stretchy face thing, and I was like sick. I was like, really, the only thing that could have made this better was like if a little boy got killed, and there you go. Um, he gets grabbed and he gets blobbed, is what I wrote. Um, the three of the scientists come and are like, "Oh, the blob," and they start like shooting. One of them's like, "Wait, they said hold your fire, don't shoot at the blob." And like Meg and the other boy are like climbing up the side of the sewer, like trying to get out. And the boy is able to like slip through the little grates or whatever, but Meg can't. So she sends him off by himself, and then for some reason she just like falls backwards down into the water. I'm like, all right, probably not a great idea, Meg. No,
Nah, it's fine.
she basically like finds her way over to this other like drain where Flag pulls her out, and then they motorcycle around the sewer. They like motorcycle wall ride around the blob, but then
Hell
that
yeah,
like
rocks.
but then it like wrecks the motorcycle. And so there goes the motorcycle.
Yep,
One
it's a
of
Sad.
part of the
there's
blob now.
Yeah. There's one government guy left, and he's basically just like, "The other guys are dead," and we're like, "Okay." And they're like, "Here, this way." So the three of them go to like the manhole, and Dr. Meadows like looks down, and Flag is like, "We're here, we're here. Your scientist guy is here." And Meadows goes, "Close it off," and they close off the thing, and it's like really dramatic because
This guy rocks as like a just evil government scientist dude.
yeah, he does. Um, Yeah, so he's basically just like looked Flag right in the eye and was like, "Nah, I actually wish you were dead." They basically do an explosion and are able to like get out of the sewer. Um, and Flag after they come out of the sewer, Flag has a standoff with like the government. He gets a gun and he's like having a standoff with the scientist, and then that other ponytail cop that hates him comes up and it's basically just like, stand down or I'm gonna have to shoot you. Like literally give me any reason to shoot you. And Flag is basically just like, don't listen to them. Everything they're saying is a lie. It's it wasn't a meteor or whatever. And Dr. Meadows is just like, no, don't listen to that guy because he's infected and he's
Yeah.
gonna make everybody sick.
Don't listen to him. He smells like turds.
Literally. He just came out of the pee pee poo poo water.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't trust anyone.
He
that
just
comes
a
out of the
poop
sewer.
man.
While they're basically like having this back and forth of don't listen to this man, the Blob is coming out of the sewer and basically grabs Dr. Meadows and yanks him down into the sewer, and he gets blobbed just as he deserved.
Oh yeah.
Flag is able to tell everybody about what happened. Like this, they engineered this, they did this to us, and the Blob is like killing people or whatever. The Blob actually at this point, I think. Oh no, okay, so the Blob is still
Someone should like do a new remake of this, but just the town is on the side of the Blob.
yeah.
They're just like,
Rises up against the
the
Blob.
government.
We love the
government.
Blob.
They're just like, we love this being bad for us. Please melt us. We're stupid.
I would love that. Blob ally movie. So, the government is basically like shooting down at the Blob a bunch, and then they throw another bomb down there, and one of the guys goes, "Chew on that, slime ball."
Hell
Great.
yeah. Again, got his ass.
But the Blob is fine actually, and so big at this point, it just bursts out from underneath the ground, and there's pavement everywhere. Everyone's running, there's explosions, everyone's screaming. The Reverend is like, "Oh, this is like so crazy to me." The Reverend is like walking up towards the Blob and was like, "Oh yeah, I know a prophecy about this. About a giant blob
Yeah.
killing everybody?"
Called,
Okay.
I read the X-Men comics, and I think they're real.
Okay, fair. The Reverend is then set on fire because a bunch of the government guys come and try to like flamethrower the Blob, and the tentacles like whipping around and it just like catches him on fire. I was like, dang, that is crazy. Um, this is when Meg gets like a fire extinguisher and is like trying to put out the Reverend, and realizes when the cold touches the Blob that it like doesn't like it, and it's like starting to partially freeze. And
Fucking
so
dumb
she's like,
shits couldn't figure that out earlier when it tried to come into the freezer when they were locked in it and fucking ran away.
no, they couldn't. They're like, oh, the Blob respects closed doors, actually, so don't even worry about
He
it.
respects
It's like a
personal
vampire.
space.
Yeah,
You have to invite
yeah,
it.
yeah, or be a place that, like, a public place. Yeah. So,
What a good
Do you
guy.
think the Blob is an open carry guy?
Yes.
Open carry
Mm.
them.
yes. So that the plan basically is that like all of the people who are still alive are gonna like go hide in town hall or whatever, and Flag goes and steals the fire truck, which instead of like there's like flame retardant in the truck instead of like water, which actually I don't know that fire trucks have water. Do they all have? I don't know actually how
No,
that
fire
works.
trucks you hook up to water.
That's
That's
what
what
I
the fire
thought.
hydrants are for.
Yeah. They've got
That's what I
fire.
thought.
There might be like a small town somewhere that has like a tank full of water. I don't know, but
Well, that's why I
That
was
would be
confused
insane.
because this fire truck has like a huge tank on the back of it that has like the fire retardant in it. So that's
it
why I
feels
was
like
like,
some Frank Darabont shit. He was like, you know what'll look cool? This.
this huge, yeah. So that's why I was
I
like
mean, he was
confused
right.
at first.
Yeah.
It's true. I was confused at first when Flag stole like this huge truck, and I was like, what is happening with this? And then it just sprayed. Yeah, so it's fine. So he starts like spraying the Blob as the Blob is like attacking town hall, and the Blob doesn't like it, so it comes over and like tips over the truck and is like engulfing it, and Flag's inside like, just being like shaken around like a bug in a box. Um, I don't know.
Is that Dream Master? Which movie's the one where like the person gets crushed as a cockroach?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nightmare on
See?
Elm Street 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's Dream. Yeah, Dream
Yeah.
Warriors is the one he did.
Well, my favorite one, so that really tracks. Meg decides that, a man can't do this job. She's got to do it on her own. So she
Yeah.
goes out there, she steals some stuff from this like government guy who's like, "I'm not dead. Please help me." And she like ignores him,
It fucking rocks.
which I found so funny. And she gets a gun and she starts like shooting at it just to kind of like lure it away from the truck. And she's gotten on the back of it and like planted a bomb. And there's like this moment where she like tries to jump off and she gets stuck. But then Flag gets out and saves her. And they run for it right as the bomb goes off. And it basically like explodes the tank of the fire truck that has all the retardant in it. And it just completely crystallizes and explodes the blob. So there's like it literally looks like crystals everywhere. And then the retardant is coming back down from the sky, so it looks like snow. And they hug and everybody like emerges and are just like, yeah, woohoo, it's snowing and beautiful or whatever. And then that's kind of like it for most of the story. And then it switches over to the Reverend who has survived being lit on fire, but now he looks like a scary roadside preacher guy. He's got like, he kind of looks like Mad Eye Moody. He has like a patch over one eye, and then his hair is like a mullet sort of, but but like not intentional.
Who is Mad Eye Moody?
It's a Harry Potter person.
You're off the podcast.
He looks, no, the guy who plays him is the guy from Spider-Man Noir who plays Silvervein.
Silverveins in Spider-Man Noir?
Oh, spoilers.
No, I don't,
What
I
is
don't
that
even know
guy's
who that
name?
is.
Who is
Oh,
you
Brendan
know
Gleeson.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. That's what he looks like. No offense. And he's basically up there doing his like scary preaching or whatever. And afterwards, a woman comes back to him and is basically just like, "When, Reverend?" And he's like, "When what?" And she's like, when's the day of reckoning coming?" And he goes, "Soon." And he like holds up his little jar that he had put the amethyst in earlier. But actually, it was the blob, and now it's thawed and it's blobbing again.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm telling you, long gap sequel. Let's go.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm down with it.
Johnny
So,
Smith's not really doing anything outside of fucking Saw sequels, and other than Kevin Dillon
Yeah.
doing anything. Sure, they're
No,
around.
I
like
don't think
entourage
so.
conventions.
Is that a thing?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would bet entourage people show up at some of the just regular conventions.
Sure.
What a terrible TV show.
The most grating show I've ever seen.
I definitely did not ever watch it because that guy's face annoys me to look at. So
Like I've seen
all
an
of 'em.
episode.
yeah, Entourage's face is annoying to look at.
Yeah.
Good movie. I had
Yeah.
a good pick.
Actually, yes, it was very enjoyable.
Shout
Probably
out me picking
yeah.
good movies.
You're welcome. I was gonna pick The Eternal Evil of Asia, which features a guy who gets his head turned into a dickhead. It rocks.
Incredible.
But I don't know. It was something that was easier to watch.
Yeah.
All right. Katie, what have you watched since whenever we recorded last?
Well, we finished Spider-Man Noir. I started I'm trying to think of when the last time we recorded was. Okay, I finally watched the Zootopia 2, which it was like fine. I don't really have any comment on that. Then I watched a movie from 2024 that was called Tarot, and it was bad, not surprisingly.
I was saying I'm shocked. Shocked to hear this.
And then I watched I forgot. We did watch Return to Silent Hill.
Oh yeah. 5-star. Perfect movie.
Is that the newest one where the guy has the
Yes.
horrible fake beard?
Yes, 5-star
I gotta
beard.
watch that.
It
Katie sent me
wasn't.
just a picture of that, and I was like, I have to watch this
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah,
'Cause I think that was
basically.
like Steven Kostansky had watched
Yeah.
it when it first came out,
Yeah.
and he was
Yeah.
like, "No, it's not good, but it's incredible. You need to watch it."
Yes.
And I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
Yeah, his review of it is 5-star beard, and the beard. Honestly, when you see the beard, I was like shook. I will say it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't terrible, but it was terrible. Do you know what I'm
Is it
saying?
episode worthy?
Oh yeah.
Uh, mm, that's hard to answer, actually.
Well, we'll figure it out if we ever do a month of video
Like,
game
yeah, no,
movies. We
we
can do
definitely
it.
should. Speaking as somebody who's like one of my top favorite movies is like the original Silent Hill movie. Um, I feel there's a lot to talk about, so I feel like we should definitely do it, but I don't think that it's like necessarily fits regular episode.
Sure.
Because it's like kind of hard to explain. I actually really need to talk about it because so definitely some people will watch it. Um, then that was like the big one, so to speak. Then I watched some stuff for our bonus episode. I finally started rewatching. I finally started my watch of Buffy all the way through again, but I had to start over, so I just finished season 1 again. And I feel
I'm
like
gonna
there was
laugh if you like quit at the same spot you quit last time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Katie's gonna become the foremost expert on like Buffy season 1
season
and
1
half of
of
season
Buffy.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if I finished season 1 the first time. So I think I may have already but we're about to leave for like almost 2 weeks. So we'll see if I'll be able to like pick it back up when we get back and like power through it or whatever.
I believe in you.
But yeah. I feel like there was something else, but that's all I can recall. So
All right, what about you, Kit?
All I remember is that I've watched every Jackass movie except for Forever. But
Hell yeah.
I'll be watching that this week also. What else did I
Forever's
watch?
so good. I'm
I watched
hoping like
Octopus 2.
oh that was a fucking banger. Wait. Is that the like Katie and I did an episode
We
forever ago with Kate. Were you on that, Kit?
we
With
we
Cat and
absolutely
Jazz?
covered Octopus 2 at some point.
I think it was with Girl That's Scary, I thought. Or was it with
Yeah. No, it was with Girl That's Scary. For some
okay.
reason I thought Kit was not on that one, but maybe he was.
I mean, I've watched Octopus 2 like 400 times, so maybe I
Yeah.
was there, maybe I wasn't. I don't
That's
know.
one of those ones that I feel like we had made plans and then something happened where like Kit couldn't make it, but maybe you were there. I don't remember. That was like 2
Yeah, it was a
fucking
while
apartments
ago.
ago for me. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna
right.
say I lived in California at the time, so
yeah.
yeah.
I forgot Katie ever lived in California.
Right?
Just
She
go
got
back so I have a reason
got
to
that
come
Florida
visit.
energy.
Yeah, Katie's a real Florida man now.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Anything else besides that?
No, that was it.
All right. I am knee deep in David Dakota. So I
Ooh.
watched Dream Maniac, which I told Katie I've seen that poster for fucking decades, and actually watching it was the first time I realized it's not Clint Howard on the poster. And then I rewatched Creepazoids, which Kit and I were on a
Oh
episode
yeah.
of the Bad Rad Movies, I think is what it was called. Like
Yeah.
fucking
That sounds right.
way early on when we started doing this that I did not like then and liked a lot more now because I had
Sure.
more context for it. Let's see, rewatch Sorority Babes of the Slide Ball Bolorama.
Because you're
Banger.
besties with David Dakota now.
Yep, I'm trying. I watched Nightmare Sisters, Lady Avenger, American Rampage, Deadly Embrace, Murder Weapon, The Girl I Want, which The Girl I Want rocked because the movie's not good, but the only way I could find it was a USA Up All Night stream or like rip of it that had all the commercials intact from like 1990.
Amazing.
And so
Awesome.
I got to see one commercial break was a commercial for the club, and then It was a indecent proposal commercial for the movie, and then a Sinbad live at Madison Square Garden commercial. So pretty much the most 90s. And I also
Right.
watched Dr. Alien, which is a fucking banger. My review for it was that it was from beyond for the true freaks because it's about an alien that like fucking puts some serum in this guy that makes a fucking weird protuberance grow out of the top of his head that makes all women attracted to him.
Oh.
And is because they are trying to, that for some fucking reason, like they can't procreate anymore on their planet, and so they're testing shit on humans to take it back to get the testosterone levels up on the aliens on their planet. It's stupid, but it rocks. And I also, so when Katie and I did a bonus episode on David Dakota's Edgar Allan Poe's House of Usher and Bruce LaBruce's Otto or Up with Dead People. And in that episode, I'd watched House of Usher and The Raven, and I'd started The Pit and the Pendulum, but I had not finished it. I have finished it. It is insane. We should have done that instead of House of Usher because it is very gay.
Dang.
Everyone in that movie, all the girls are making out with each other, all the dudes are making out with each other. It rocks. And it takes till the last like 3 minutes for the pendulum to actually show up.
Perfect.
And then Caitlin wanted to watch No Country for Old Men, and I had not seen it, so we watched that, and it was fine. I think if that movie had cut out all of the fucking Tommy Lee Jones and the dude from Cheers, whose name is escaping me at the moment, Woody Harrelson shit, I would have liked it a lot more if it was just like Javier Bardem fucking chasing down Josh Brolin. I think I would have liked it a lot more, but it's fine. And then I think that's it. We're watching Scrubs. It's pretty good. A lot of jokes do not hold up.
I'm shocked to hear that.
Yeah, also unsurprising.
There's a lot of jokes about like getting tricked into kissing dudes because they're dressed like women in it. That is a bummer. But you know, the auxiliary characters in that show are incredible, like the janitor and Ted.
Yeah, janitor.
All right, Katie, what are we doing next?
Oh,
wait, no, shut up. Stop talking. Shout outs, Katie. What your shout out?
Damn. Okay. My
or do you
shout
want to
out.
save that for the next episode since we talked about all the movies we watched?
Yeah, we can. Let's save it.
Yeah, let's save it. Yeah. All right.
You have to come back in a whole week and hear
Yep.
whatever our shout outs are.
All right. So what are we doing next?
Okay, next we are doing 2005's Constantine.
Wait for Kit to be like, fuck, I watched 13 Ghosts.
I very specifically went and reread because
I
Nathan
literally
was like, "Oh, we're doing 13 Ghosts," and then Kit was like, "No, Constantine." And I was like,
"Who? Somebody's high here, and I can't tell who it is."
Always me. All right, yeah, we're gonna talk about Constantine. I got opinions.
Me too.
That everyone in that movie except Tilda Swinton is wildly miscast. Oh well, the dude that plays Lucifer killing it as well, but Shia LaBeouf, woof.
Oh man, brutal.
Yeah, we'll get into
my
it.
My main takeaway was that I wish it had been 13 Ghosts.
That's not shocking news to
me. Honestly, 13 Ghosts is prime for this podcast, so we're gonna have to do that at some point anyway.
Yeah.
All
we're
right.
gonna save that for more remakes.
Yeah. If you'd like to support us, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/IBSufferPodcast. Like I said earlier, Katie and I did an episode on Otto or Up with Dead People and House of Usher. Both of them kind of bangers. Somehow,
no one's more shocked than me.
Somehow David Dakota's House of Usher kind of rocked.
Yeah.
You can leave us a rating and review wherever you're listening to this. You can buy merch at our Redbubble shop. You can follow us on Instagram at IPSuffer Podcast. You can follow Kit at Hidden Kitchery and Kitchification of Blood. You can follow Katie at Werewolf Face. Join Katie's Patreon at patreon.com/werewolf face. You can listen to my other podcast, AK Movie Club. All right. I hope I don't know. I hope you get blobbed, but why?
Blah.